Good morning, grade 12s. You've had a difficult year so far, and there's a lot of people who have problems with accounting because you have to try and sort out all the problems on your own. I'm going to explain a few of the entries on the accounting equation, and I'm going to try to explain it in such a way that you will understand and that you will love accounting because you know what you are doing. The following information was obtained from the accounting records of Walmart dealers. Walmart dealers maintains a profit of 25% on cost price. The profit percentage is very important. If they say the profit is on cost price, so there the on, it tells you that the cost price equals 100%. The profit equals 25%. And the sales price equals 125%. Okay, so that means if they give me the sales price next to the word sales price, I must indicate that that is 600 Rand. If I want to work out the cost price, the percentage that I want will go at the top. The percentage that we know will go at the bottom, times 600, and that will give me 480 Rand. So that means that this 10 returned goods with a sales price of 600, but originally these things cost us 180. I want to go back to the original entry where we sold the goods. So say for instance, we sell goods. We will do a double entry at sales price and we will do a double entry at cost price. So whether you sell goods for cash on credit or the debtors return goods, you will always do two double entries. Okay, say for instance we sold the goods for 6,000 Rand. Then it means the sales price must be one of the two accounts because there we've got the word sales price. Sales price is an income, and income increases on the credit side and decreases on the debit side. We are selling these goods for credit because we sold it to Stein and now he returns the goods. So it means if I sell something on credit, it is debtors control. So we sell goods on credit to a debtor. The debtors is an asset, and assets increase on the debit side and decrease on the credit side. If we sell the goods to them, the debtors owe us more money, so we will debit our debtors control account. And sales income will increase with 6,000. So for every entry, we have to do a double entry. That means one entry must be on the debit side and one entry must be on the credit side. So the left-hand side of the account is the debit side and the right-hand side of the account is the credit side. The word that we write here always indicates where's the double entry. So I will write the word sales here. If I just look at this entry, I know that I can go and look for the double entry in the sales account. And the word that I will write in the sales account will be debtors control to indicate that this double entry is in the debtors control account. Okay, then we also have to do a double entry at the cost price. Okay, so the one account must be the cost of sales because we're doing it at cost price. Cost of sales is an expense. Expenses increase on the debit side and decrease on the credit side. When we sell goods, we take the goods from the shelves and we sell it to the people. That means that we have less inventory available. So I will go to the trading stock account. Trading stock is an asset, and the asset increases on the debit side and decreases on the credit side. So if I sell trading stock, it means I've got less trading stock, so I have to credit my trading stock account with a cost price of 4,800. Cost of sales is an expense. Expenses increase on the debit side, so I have to debit my cost of sales account with 4,800. Okay, so there's my debit entry and there's my credit entry. So I've completed a double entry again. Here I will show that this double entry will be in the trading stock account. And in the trading stock account, I will show that the double entry will be in cost of sales. Okay, so before the debtor can return goods, we first had to sell goods to the debtor. So I went back to the original entry to show that we've sold goods to them. Now I'm going to do the return that they actually gave us in this question. And they said Stein returned goods with a sales price of 600. Okay, so if he returns goods, I must do a double entry at sales price and a double entry at cost price. The debtors owe us less money now because they return goods. So we have to credit our debtors control with 600 Rand to show that the debtors decrease on the credit side. Sales decreases on the debit side, but we don't put it directly in the sales on the debit side. We open a separate account, debtors allowances. This debtors allowances account will be transferred to the sales account at the end of the financial year. So debtors allowances, you can say, is like an expense for us because we are losing money. Expenses increase on the debit side. Okay, so if I show there that the debtors reduce because they owe us less money, I have to do my double entry on the debit side of debtors allowances. And there I said debtors allowance expense, it must go on the debit side. So I know I didn't make a mistake. In the debtors control account, I will show that this double entry is recorded in the debtors allowances account. And in debtors allowances, I will indicate that this double entry is in the debtors control account, the 600. So that's my first double entry at sales price. Then we also have to complete a double entry at cost price. So now we're receiving the goods back. So I have to show that my trading stock increases. The cost price of the goods is 480. So I will debit my trading stock to increase my asset. I will credit cost of sales with 480 to reduce this expense because now these goods are not sold. We've actually received it back, so it means that my profit will decrease with this 480. This double entry is in the trading stock account, so the word that I will write here is trading stock, and in my trading stock account I will use the word cost of sales, 480. Okay, now that entry we have to record in the accounting equation. That is the question that you received. So I'm going to go to my accounting equation and I'm first going to do the one at sales price. What did we do? We debited the debtors allowances and we credited debtors control. Debtors allowances is an expense. So that means we're going to make less profits because we're not selling these goods anymore. So my sales decreases, my income decreases, so my profit will decrease with 600 Rand. And I will show owner's equity decreases with 600 because the owner receives the profit. So if we make less profit, the owner will receive less money. The debtors control is an asset. Because they return goods, they owe less money to us. So it means that our assets decreased with 600 Rand. And if you think of the accounting equation, assets equals owner's equity plus liabilities. That means what you have on the one side of the equation, you must have exactly the same on the other side of the equation, and we've got minus 600 on both of them. Okay, for the second part of this question, the debtors' allowances was debited and debtors control with the sales price. For the cost price, the trading stock is returned, so we have more trading stock. So that means that our asset increases with 480 Rand because we've got more stock. Cost of sales is credited. What is the effect of this 480 on the credit side? My expense decreases now because I've sold less goods. So it means if my expense decreases, my profit goes up. So that means I will show that the owner's equity is plus 480 Rand. And in the same way as I did this one entry for you, you have to record all your entries. So you have to think them out logically. To be able to do this, you must know exactly what is assets, what is liabilities, what is income, what is expenses. If you need any more help on this accounting equation, you can go to the Like to Understand website. Good luck to all the great nights.